Pat, what's this I hear about you just getting out?
From the loony bin! Guys, I thought you said you had it together. You were solid. I am solid. I was solid at the game.
Starts out Bradley Cooper's in an insane asylum, right? And you immediately get a big surprise because Chris Tucker's in there. I want to fuck Miss Parker. He's in this insane asylum, and his mom comes to pick him up. So he gets home. His dad's, what's his name? Robert De Niro. Super OCD, big Eagles fan. Apparently, and he's now a bookie. He wasn't a bookie before his son went off to the insane asylum. Now that he gets back, he's a bookie. All he wants is his son to watch the game with him. And his son's like, I don't have time. I'm gonna go jog. He wants to get his wife back. His wife left him. Middle of the night, 4 in the morning, he's reading Hemingway. His wife was an English teacher. He's upset with the book that he's reading. He immediately like runs into his parents' room just screaming at them. No filter whatsoever. Next day, he meets up with his buddy. His buddy's, is he Mexican? Let's just say he's Mexican. He's Mexican. He runs into his Mexican buddy, and he's like, oh, you look great. You got to come to dinner. And he's like, I don't want to go to dinner. Your wife hates me. And she's like, no, she doesn't hate you. And he's like, ah, she hates me.
That's not true.
What are you doing?
Okay, it's a little true.
So anyway, he goes to dinner, fancy dinner, and he shows up, he's in Philly, he shows up in a Deshaun Jackson jersey. Disrespectful on so many levels. Deshaun Jackson, if you know, it just made idiot mistake after idiot mistake. It shows up at the dinner party. You meet the wife of his Mexican friend, Julia Stiles, right? Immediately annoyed. She's super bitchy. They're showing off their new house, and they're like, oh my goodness, can you believe we have these iPod docks in every room? But all I'm thinking in my head is, fucking new iPhone comes out, it's a new connector. Now your house is dated. Julia Stiles invites her sister over. Hunger Games chick. Whoa! No way is that the same family. Hunger Games chick's like just so hot. I mean, in fairness, like hot. Her face is no good. Her face is good. It's average. It's above average, but it's like nothing. Her body is so good that you're like, ah. She's crazy too. There's something weird with her, but you can't really figure it out yet. And then her and Bradley Cooper, she wants to leave. She's at the dinner party, like food hasn't come. Julia Stiles is annoying, so agreed. They're all like, let's just fucking leave. Bradley Cooper is walking Hunger Games chick home, and she's like, hey, you can come fuck me if you want, but you have to leave the lights off.
I hate the fact that you wore a football jersey to dinner because I hate football, but you can fuck me if you turn the lights off, okay?
And I'm like, speaking my language. But he's like, no, kind of whore, and he runs away, which is like, oh, what? All right. And now this movie is completely unbelievable. Like, I don't care how much you miss your wife that you're trying to. He's like, I miss my wife. Like, knock it off. Like, you would take that down in a second just to blow off some steam. Then every day, Bradley's jogging. Hunger Games chick just keeps coming out and meeting up with him. She says to him, let's go on a date. They go on a date. They basically just walk down the street to a diner that's conveniently located at the end of the road. And then he does the craziest thing of all. For dinner, he orders just a small box of cereal. I think he went with Raisin Bran, which is also a bad selection if you're going to go small box of cereal. I go 2 boxes Cinnamon Toast Crunch. This is where she tells him what happened, like the reason that she went crazy because her husband, they were in a sexless marriage. Meanwhile, she's 16 years old. I don't understand any of this part, but I guess we're believing she's older. She was in a sexless marriage, and her husband was trying to rekindle the fire, so he went out to go buy her panties at Victoria's Secret, and on the way home, he got hit and killed. Well, things happen. Her way of coping with her husband getting killed to sex up their relationship is she is just now gonna fuck everyone. She just fucks everybody in her office, the men, the women, everyone gets fucked by her, and then she gets fired. But Bradley Cooper, like at this point, is just like, oh, do tell. Yeah, as soon as she starts talking about girl on girl, he gets extremely interested, but then she gets mad, like, I'm not a slut or something, and they fight, done.
I'm just the crazy slut with a dead husband.
It's out. They agree to help each other. She's going to help him get his wife back. She's still friends with her sister, who's best friends with his ex-wife. And he's going to write a letter, and it's going to tell him all the good things that he's doing, how much he's, doesn't need his medication, blah, blah, blah. He just needs to run in a garbage bag. And in return for her getting this letter to his wife, because there's a restraining order on him, because he's not allowed to see his wife. They actually eventually show you the flashback of what happened. He comes home early one day from work, as when all wives cheat, And spoiler alert inside the spoiler alert. And he hears this song. It's a song by Stevie Wonder. He goes up and he sees his wife in the shower, and he's like, "Oh, she's in there." And then he opens up the shower curtain, and she's just getting fucked by the gym teacher. Yeah. Oh, so what does he do? What does the gym teacher do in that situation? Looks him dead in the eyes and goes, "I think you should get out of here."
I pull the curtain back, and there's the fucking history teacher with tenure. And you know what he says to me? "You should probably go." That's what he says to me.
So Bradley Cooper just beats the fuck out of him. Just beats him to a bloody, almost kills him. So that's why he gets sent off to the insane asylum.
Wasn't true. It was a delusion.
And whenever he hears that song, now he goes crazy. He has to see his shrink, who is the worst Indian therapist. He's Indian. His nationality shouldn't matter, but it kind of does. He thinks it's a funny idea in the waiting room where all of his sick patients are waiting to play that song just to test him to see if he's better. And of course he's not, and he just goes ape shit and almost kills the receptionist. The plan is, Hunger Games chick is going to help him get his wife back by delivering a letter if he agrees to be her dance partner in the big dance that's coming up at a hotel that everyone in Philly is excited about. That's the plan. So they practice dancing. He sees her body, starts getting into her. Let's get back to Robert De Niro. He lost a bunch of money, and he wants to open up a restaurant. And the only way that he thinks that he can get this restaurant off the ground now is he's going to go all in on this next bet, and against his buddy, who he bet against, and they're going to bet on the Eagles-Cowboys game, last game of the season, winner gets into the playoffs, but they're also going to parlay it with the dance competition. They're like, okay, well, if you guys can get a 5, because they admitted that they're awful.
We suck.
We don't suck. Pat's a beginner. I'm okay. We're happy just to be going there.
If you get an average of 5 score, and the Eagles cover the spread, like, he's going to win this money, he can open up his restaurant. Okay, so there's the plot. It sounds awful, okay? But Hunger Games' body just makes it watchable. And Bradley Cooper, he's practicing dancing, and that's funny. Bradley Cooper does a great job. I'm not going to deny that. Great performance. Bradley Cooper's got a brother, too, that's very typical. I'm successful, my life's together, blah, 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 who cares? They go to a game, an Eagles game, and they're tailgating, and, Bradley Cooper's doing good. He's not snapping. He's just being normal, hanging out with his friends. He's not drinking. And then a bus of Indians come. The Indian therapist has like a group of Indian friends that all like to tailgate together, and they're all dressed head to toe in their Eagles gear. And Philly fans are they're so considerate and accommodating of anyone. Immediately they get in a huge fight. Bradley Cooper gets in a fight. Everybody's beating the shit out of each other. They don't get to go to the game. He comes home, and his dad's furious that they didn't go to the game. He feels that's the reason the Eagles lost that day. And then he starts yelling at Hunger Games chick, "You're the reason. Every time he's with you, blah, 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 he loses." And then she says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, that's not true." And she starts rattling off, like, "I was with him on this date, and they covered the spread by 3 points," and blah. She starts to, all these things never could happen. Like, Rain Man's like, that's not believable.
Wow. This is unbelievable. How did you know all that stuff?
I did my research.
Meanwhile, the doctor's listening to this crazy argument, certified doctor, and he doesn't interject one time, just completely okay with this dysfunction. Robert De Niro is like, I'm a fan of this girl. Turns out she is good luck.
Oh, now you like her, Dad?
I'll have to say I do.
We're close, guys. We're close on this one. Get to the dance competition. So stupid. First of all, there's a dance competition. I guess it's a Sunday night, and this game is the Sunday night game of the week. No one in Philly is going to a dance competition when the Eagles are playing. There's just zero. There could be like a minor league hockey preseason game, and people are like, yeah, I'm not missing that for a fucking dance. Hunger Games turns in the letter that Bradley Cooper wrote to her to win her back, and she replies with this letter. While Bradley Cooper's reading the letter that his wife wrote back to him, he realizes this was Hunger Games that wrote this. It wasn't his wife. But he plays along, and then at the dance competition, who's walking in with Julia Stiles? His real wife. His wife, like, she's come to watch this. So he is like, holy cow, super excited. Meanwhile, Hunger Games has fallen in love with Bradley Cooper. Who wouldn't? And she's depressed because she's like, I'm gonna lose my man. Like I thought I'd worked this out and blah blah. So she starts pounding drinks. She's at the bar. She's getting ready to fuck people again. Like that's immediately what happens to her. She just goes right back into like, oh, just fuck me. Anybody. He's frantically looking for her because the competition is starting. Meanwhile, the competition is fierce, and they're clearly professionals. It's very good. So you can see this a mile away, like, oh, here comes their dance. It's going to be funny. It's like normal song, and then they switch into the white stripes, and they're just like super, like literally like that. It's not better. It's like, and then they've been practicing this big move, which is like, you know, Dirty Dancing, where you run and jump, and she just jumps like pussy to face. It's crude. It's not good. They spin around. Blah, blah, everybody, they're done. And the crowd goes wild because it's fun, you know? They've been watching such stuffy, traditional dance for so long. It doesn't deserve above a 1-2. They get a 5. Oh, shocking. And then guess what? The Eagles cover. They win. And he doesn't go, and his wife wants him back, but he's like, no, I think I'm going to go with the crazy Hunger Games chick. Not a bad call. I would. Younger, you know? Huge boobs. I can just only assume those two crazy lovebirds are just happy and a healthy relationship. You know, kids, totally stable. I'm sure that all worked out fine. Silver Linings Playbook.
She's fine.
She is my friend with an F.
A capital F. She's fine.
For friend.
Yeah.
All my native people stand up and I know you feel like I say, cause I feel the same way every day, man. Listen, I know you feel like I say, but you gotta understand.